Hey everyone, long time no chat. Today's video is going to be about my weeks. I have kind of fallen off the wagon with a couple of my other planners, but my weeks and my B6 Aura style I really keep up with. I do have two other planners, and like I said, I've fallen off the wagon with those. So next week, I'm going away for a weekend. I'm going away for a scrapbooking weekend, the weekend of the 24th, and I am going to work in those other two planners so that I can get back into them, because one is a health and wellness planner and one is a social media planner, and those are two things that I really am working on getting back to. So fallen off using them, and that would be why I have fallen off making YouTube videos, taking care of my health, my mental health, and my wellness. So I will be setting those up and getting back to those. But this video is about my weeks. I can't really show you much having to do with this because I do a lot of journaling in here and there's a lot of personal things in here. One thing though I do want to show is that I'm using these tiny little stickers. I've used 100 of them to mark off 100-day challenge. And I'm doing that because I'm going to do 100 days of working out, whether it is stretching or yoga or going to the gym or going for a walk. It is going to be 100 days of moving my body. It's mostly going to be yoga and going to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So be on the lookout for a video in here on how I'm going to set that up in here. But I wanted to mark my days off in this in case I fall off the wagon with this. So let's get to my weeks. So this year I bought a Sneaker Weeks, and the Sneaker Weeks only comes in a mega. And I have to say I'm regretful for purchasing a mega, because I really thought that I was only going to use two planners, this and my B6, which yes, like I said, I've kind of fallen off the wagon and I'm really only using this and my B6, but I just don't need, I'm learning that I don't need all of these note pages in the back. I've set up half of the note pages in the back to do different things with, or maybe a quarter of the pages I've set up to do different things with, but I just really don't use them because I have my B6 and because I have two other planners. I have a tendency to not even look at these notes in the back. And the other thing I don't like is look at how it's already bending in on itself. And I know that it's thick and I know that I have stuff in here. It just feels like, I don't know, it's probably because the cover is so soft. That's what makes it a sneaker, is that it's just got such a soft cover. But I just really, I wish that I hadn't bought this. I wish that I had stuck with just a regular week. So that's what I will do for 2024, is I will only purchase a regular weeks. Let's see how that turns out when it's time to order a planner for 2024. But so this is my weeks. I purchased it from Taylor at Tailored Plan. She had bought a few different weeks because she wasn't sure which one she was going to use, and so I bought this off of her. And she is the one who actually motivated me to do a flip of my weeks. She sent me a message on Instagram and she said to me, "Oh, it's so nice and chunky, you should do a flip on it." So here I am. I do have a very detailed video if you want to look further down in my profile on this. I'll kind of quickly go through it, but there's a much more detailed video further down. Let me make sure that I am. So I have this in a Salty Katie, Barely There, glitter, jelly cover. Just a bunch of stickers. I am marking off as the months pass. I'm marking off with these. I just tucked this in here with a piece of Scotch tape. It's just, I laminated a laminating pocket all on its own and just tucked that in here. I am using this as my mood tracker, and I'm using all of these clean dot markers to check things off. I have happy, sad, blah, angry, frustrated. Saw that on a video on Instagram and loved that. I don't even think that I have used that this year, so that's a good thing, right? Motivated, sick, and tired. So I'm really hoping to complete this whole thing so that in December, when I'm moving into a new week's planner, I can really look back at this and see what my moods were, and then look in here and look in my B6, and I'll be able to really kind of figure out, you know, how my moods corresponded to what was going on in my days. Or I won't, and it'll just be in here. Who knows? So I didn't really use this planner too much in December because I was in my 2022 weeks, but I did do a sticker a day to represent what was going on. You can see there was a lot of sickness in here. December and January and February were rough in our family. So what I've done with these is I've just kind of marked off through February. So here's my January. Like I said, I'm using clean dot markers a lot in this planner. We have 6 adults and 1 baby in our house, and so everyone has a color. Not that I really need to keep track of any of the adults' schedules, but just if I do write something down, then I'm able to, like our daughter-in-law is taking sommelier classes, and so I wrote down each Monday through, oh, her last class was this week. Awesome. So anyway, so I wrote down my daughter-in-law's classes, bills, all that kind of thing. I run a home daycare, so I have a daycare babe that's going to be on vacation starting next Friday. So, you know, I that's just kind of how it's eye-catching. So I just have all of my months kind of planned out a little bit. Super simple. And then the way I used it in December was just marking out my Christmas list. So there's not a lot in there. Marking any of that out. And I also kind of wanted to try how I felt about putting big stickers here. Not necessarily my favorite. I kind of just do it when I don't really have a lot to write down on the right-hand page. This was when I got some new washies, so I marked that in here. And what I really like about this planner is that it is, what is the word I'm looking for? It is, so it's pretty laid out for you over here, but then on the right-hand page, I can pretty much do whatever I want with it. And so sometimes I do hardly nothing. Let's see. In my right-hand pages, let's see, like this. That's this week. I do hardly nothing on the right-hand page, and then there are other times that I really want to track a bunch of different things. So like on here, I made these 2 little trackers. Obviously didn't do anything for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I did these trackers, and I think I actually am going to do that for next week also. Like I said, I'm going away on the 24th for a scrapbooking weekend, and I no longer scrapbook, but what I do is I memory plan. So what I want to do is be very detailed on my right-hand page next week, because I'm not going to do anything in my B6 memory keeper, so that when all of my friends are scrapbooking, I will do memory keeping. So I don't want to I don't want to be sitting there doing nothing. So I'm going to be very detailed in my week's planner so that I can fill out the week of, so what's next week? So I can do the week of the 20th. So I can back plan the week of the 20th in my B6. So there's that. This I did nothing. But I run a home daycare, and this is my daycare schedule that I always do there. That's something that I have done since the beginning of January, I believe. Yep, that's what I've done since the beginning of January, and I do like that. And then there's some personal things under here, so I covered it up with Mama of More Plans on Instagram. She has a Etsy shop, and I bought, these are fantastic for when you're doing stories and you want to cover things up. I made a mistake and showed something personal one time, and I will never make that mistake again. So these are fantastic for that. They're sticky notes. And then these are plant care ones. My son and my daughter-in-law and I are, and my daughter, actually, all three of my children are really into plants, and we go to a greenhouse all the time. So these are for when I get new plants. So I can kind of have a note on it, and I can kind of keep track of what I need to do at first with my plants. So I just paper clipped this over that. This is another week that I just covered this up with a sticker because I wanted to just use it. We all have so many stickers, right? I've talked about that so many times, so I just stuck it there. And these are, so these bows, these are tabs from the Planner Society. I used to sub to her kits. She no longer does kits anymore, but I used to sub to her kits. And these bows, along with these glitter edgers, love these. They just add, like I love to add lots of tabs and such. And so there's these. Let me get my sticker book. It has these. Let me show you. So this whole book is pretty much those. So you can get these glitter edgers. And so when let me put this up a little bit. And so when I did this, all I did was they're stickers, so I put one here, flipped the page, put another one right over it, and then just trimmed it so it'd be exactly the size of the page. So then when you look at it like this, it's that beautiful little edge. So that's what these are. I have them in just about every color you can imagine. So there's these big ones, and I believe she has them in her daily deals for like either $1 or $2.99. There's mini ones, printed ones, and then you can also get bow tabs. And you just, when you peel it off, it's just a tab. So then you put it on the edge of the page, and then you flip it over onto itself. So for those of us that love to tab out all of our stuff, there's so many different ones. I love these ones. Never used them. I'm hoarding them. And the rest of this is just all of more of her stickers. So that's what, let's bring this back down. That's what this is. This is last week. Nope, 2 weeks ago. That's 2 weeks ago. Last week. I love keeping track of my weather. I was doing it in my B6, but I kept forgetting because the way the B6 is, which I love, but still, I can show you this. So the way the B6 is it has your weekly layout here, then this is blank, and then you have 7 days. So I'd have to go back and put my weather in here, and I would always forget to do it. So what I decided to do was go back to putting my weather. So always squaring this off and putting my weather in here. And then there's this week, my Lauren Phelps pencil board that has just worn itself out. And then this week, and I don't have a lot to write over here, so. And I did do yoga today, so I'm gonna check that off. And then I have not set next week up, but I'm gonna set that up today, I think. Maybe I'll just set that up with you. But then in the back, so what I started was, started an index, you know, some bucket list stuff, and it's all just kind of books, but I have a book journal now that I made. You know, it's all just stuff that I don't, kind of bums me out to look at it. Small items I want to purchase. I was gonna do, you know, one thing I've done for myself every day, and I marked out 365 days. And I put the months in here, and I just don't use it. Like I said, it bums me out. I made this little paint swatch of my watercolors that I love. Some washi, just a little art dump. Pens, and then all of this is just blank except for Christmas gift list, which obviously I will most definitely use. What is that? Oh, medication. So this is just a Christmas gift list, and then my Christmas card list. And then I do have tucked back in here 2 of these little notebooks. I don't want to flip to that. So 2 of these little notebooks that I actually use quite a bit. These are great. You can get these on Amazon. I think it's like $10 for a package of 3 of them, and I love them. My friend Chaz got me hooked on those. But that's really it. That's how I'm using it. So maybe what I'll do though is I will set this up with you, and let's see. Ouch. Let me get my. What's this? Yes. Let's see which kit I want to use. I have so many different kits. I think we all do. Really do love that one. Wonder if... Oh God, look at the troll. That's so cute. That's from Plan with Pizzazz. What do I want to use? These donut ones are cute too. Let's use this one. So this kit is from Plan for Happy. She is a print and cut only on Etsy. So I just use my silhouette. So I print them on clear sticker paper, and I just use my silhouette to cut them out. If you don't have a silhouette, you could either fussy cut them out with scissors, You could use one of these. It's called a gyro cut. You could use that with a glass mat. I am fortunate enough to have, where are my tweezers? I am fortunate enough to have a silhouette. Fortunate. Let's talk about, am I fortunate? I'm fortunate to have one. Yes, it's nice that my kids bought me one. Oops, shoot. Well, that's gonna stay right there. I gotta tell you though, it is the most frustrating tool I have ever used for crafting, ever in my whole life. It's so glitchy. Once you figure it out though, it's kind of cool to have, because these kits right here, you get 3 of them for $2. So there's this one, right? And then in that pink and black is also this one and that one. So 3 kits for $2 is amazing, right? So I want to use this pen to block this off for my weather. How is the weather where you are? Oh, wow. We live in New Hampshire. We live in Seacoast, New Hampshire. And it's like it is the frozen tundra these days. Not necessarily the frozen tundra, but it is snowing constantly here, and I'm really over the cold weather. I constantly tell my husband I was not made for the cold. I was definitely made for the warmth. Oh, I need to mark off my daycare section. I only work Tuesday through Friday, and that is, whoops, did not mean to do that. I want to do this. So my color for daycare is this fluorescent green. But as I was saying, I only work Tuesday through Friday, which is nice. My daycare families either have Mondays off or their kiddos go to grandparents on Mondays, and that for me is absolutely amazing. I think that if I take on any more kiddos, I'm going to say that I need to have Mondays off, because it's really nice to have a 3-day weekend. I love it. I know it's not feasible for everyone, but it just so happened to turn out that way for the 3 kiddos that I have. So like I said, if I take on any more kids, I think that's what I'll do, is say that I need to have Mondays off. So Tuesdays are my payday, because that's my first, whoops, will that come up? It's my first day with kiddos. And then I'm gonna put up here what books I'm currently reading. Will all 3 of these fit? I think they might. I'll just offset them. I need to get this is my See Amy Draw and Bare Necessities sticker book. I have, let's see, currently reading. Yes, sometimes I can read 2 or 3 books in 1 week. It all depends on how late I stay up and what my weekends look like. So yes, I do need 3 spots. Ooh, that kind of takes up the whole thing. That's all right. Just nip that edge off. So let's put that back. Really try and put everything away when I'm done with it, or else I'm in huge trouble because my desk will be a monstrous mess, and then all the kids will wake up and I will have everything everywhere. What else do I want to do with these? So I wanted to track some things. Let's actually put this day off sticker up here. So how do I want to do that? I think I will yoga. Let's put a yoga mat here, and we will write yoga Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's all I will do here. Is there anything else I want to track? I think that I'd like to start wearing my Apple Watch again so that I can see how I'm, oh, shoot. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's just a smudge, right? This is why I should be using this. So I can write rested. So I can when I wake up feeling rested, that will be there. I'm not sure what else I want to track, so I'm gonna leave that for now. But that's it. I do still have all of these. So I'll probably end up, so what I like to do with all these extra stickers, I'll just stick it in here, and then I'll be able to, if I want these, then I'll be able to use them in here, because otherwise, if I put them on my desk, I'll end up losing them. So I think that's it for next week. But anyways, I just wanted to show you how I'm using my weeks and chat a little bit. So I hope that you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks, bye.